Right, got the shower tray in, trimmed it all down. I've just got to sand that edge because as you jigsaw it, it gets hot and it melts the plastic back together. You just have to snap it off. So I'll just give that a quick sand down. The shower is actually bigger than the shower tray. So what I'm going to do is put a fat batten of wood along there when I do the frame. And then seal it all up, and then on top of it I'll put a UPVC finishing trim along there. I'm actually quite pleased about that because it means the shower is as big as I can get it. I couldn't go any wider because I've got the wheel arch there and then I've got the window there, so that's as big as that shower tray will ever get. And I think, talking to most other sprinters and crafters, they're all averaging around the sort of 940, 970 mark, and this is 965. So I'm quite happy with that. So tomorrow I'm gonna make a start on doing the framing for the shower tray, and the wood go underneath there to support it because that bit sticks up, and if you used to stand on it, you see what I mean, it's a bit flexible. So you have to put a 12mm bit of ply under there, silicone it all to the bottom of the tray. Right, cut the bit of wood to go in the bottom of the shower tray. To make it as big as possible, what I've done is I've round over a bit the edge of the wood, because if you do it square you'd have to step it in a couple of mil because of this radius. So that makes it dead tight fit. What I used as a template was foil bubble wrap. I just kept on running my finger around the edge till it made an impression, cut that shape out, and then transferred it to my 12mm ply, and it's come out all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a coat of PVA glue, just to waterproof it a bit before I glue it down to the shower tray base. Now what I have been told by many people is to glue these circles, you know, in each one. What happens is as it goes in, it pushes down, and then it creates a vacuum within each center of that hole, and it grabs it more securely rather than doing in between. So that's what I'll do. In fact, Dan Chambers, I can't remember his wife's name, when they did their camper van build, he said to do any silicon panelling, do it in circles. So even when I do the hygiene board, I'll do it in circles, and it creates a vacuum, then it pulls it in tighter as it cures off. So that's what I do. I'll get PVA in this bit of wood and then I'll glue it in. Right, so I've watered down some PVA glue, just brushing it on. Just make it nice and watery so it soaks into the wood. Don't want it too watery that it's lost its properties. On the same note, you don't want to have it too thick where it's just sitting on the surface. So, get it all around the raw cut edge as best you can. And once that's dry, flip it over and do the other side. I mean, you could probably even do a couple of coats. I'll see what it looks like when this is dry. Right, so I've put the glue on. It's actually windscreen adhesive, windscreen and panel adhesive, and I've plastic promoted. It's like a clear primer for plastic, so it adheres paint and glues and everything like that much better. So I sprayed that on there first, let that dry off, and then I've done a circle in each bit, just to, like I said, to act as like a vacuum to it. And I've just put a thin smear everywhere else as well. So now I'm going to put the wood on. Unfortunately my GoPro's flat and I can't do it one-handed. Okay, so I've put the wood on now. Sort of tried moving it about, but like I said, I've made it such a good fit that it don't really move about. So I'm going to turn it over, put some wood weight on the plastic just to push down onto the wood, and then that ain't going nowhere. Right, welcome back to the shower tray install. What we're going to do today is we're going to be installing the shower drain waste outlet, whatever you want to call it. I bought this off Amazon. I wanted one that was long enough to go through the floor plus down into the catch tank for the recycling shower. Sorry, that's my Bluetooth speaker. I've been and bought 2 of these for my catch tanks, and what it'll do is water will come out of the shower straight into one of these, and then what it'll do is it'll come out of this through an elbow into a P-trap filter with a very fine gauze in it. Then it'll go into a second one of these, and then it will take the water from the second one, which will have your primary sort of catch filter between them. So it'll come out the cleaner one of the tanks, then go through a pump and a series of filters. So there'll be 2 tanks of these, both 12 litres each, giving me a 24 litre recycling shower system. Now I'm hoping that's enough. If not, I'll add a third one of these, giving me 36 litres, and I think that'll be enough then. But I'm going to try it first with 24 litres and see how we get on. And go from there. So today, like I said, wherever I put it, I'm going to install this. I got it off Amazon. I bought it a while ago. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I'll track it down and then put a link in the description below. And you can disconnect that. So if it's long enough to go through the floor and into the catch tank like that, then it's great. But this bit just screws onto the lower section, and that should be enough then to drop down into the tank, and I can just seal around there if I need to. I might even put like a rubber seal around it, but one that fits it, and then that way then I haven't got to worry about getting sealer to it and stuff like that. So we're going to be drilling the hole through the shower tray, through the floor of the van and to outside. I've given it a quick measure up from outside and stuff like that to check that I'm not going through any structural beams of the van. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is my pipes in the floor, my underheating pipes. I'll explain as I'm doing it, but I'm going to flip the camera around now and let you see what I'm doing. Okay, the little clear protective cover, what I'm using is, I've used that as a way of getting a size of central location of the overall disc. And then where the centre hole is, I've punctured a hole through and then just put a Sharpie pen through. Now let me explain what I'm going to do. I know the underfloor heating pipe runs very, very close to this, and I'm a bit frightened that I'm going to go through it and, well, I'd have to scrap the underfloor heating system, so I'm not repairing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock it off centre as much as I can using this disc. It might not pick up on camera because it's clear. So instead of it being centre, which would be about there, I'm kicking it all the way over to your far left. So I'm kicking it over there as much as I can, which would take it about 4 or 5 mil off centre, but it's still within that catch circle. So I've marked where that wants to be, and then I'm going to bore through with a 44 mil hole cutter. I think this is 42 mil, so I know that that'll be okay. I haven't secured the shower tray in place as of yet, because I want to go through the shower tray and the floor in one go. Then I'll take it all out, fit this to the shower tray, make sure it's all sealed up, test it with tipping some mortar in and stuff like that, because once it's in, you've got no way of testing if that's leaking. So if I do this, I can screw it together, put some sealant on the bottom, sit it up on a workbench, tip some water in my shower tray, leave it overnight and just check that it's not leaking. And then what I'll also do is, as I'm securing it in, I'll put some sealant round the whole of the floor of the van, and then I'll drop it in and it should seal it all there from water coming up from the other side. But then I'll also seal the other side, you know, the road surface side, stopping your spray from going up, and I'll obviously make the metal good as well. So here goes nothing. I'm really hoping and praying. I've measured as best I can and looked at pictures and things like that as to where these pipes are, and I think I'm going to miss it by about 25 to 30 mil. But you've always got that element of doubt, haven't you? You know, I'm really, if I put a hole through the pipe, I'll fit a cheap Chinese diesel heater, and I'll use diesel heat that I've got to just warm the hot water. But it would be unfortunate to have to scrap all that off after all this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss it. So here goes nothing, fingers crossed. I'm going to have to do it in stages because this is not a very deep thing and it'll keep backing up. But now I've gone through there and made a hole in the floor, or the marks in the floor where it wants to be, I'm now going to take the shower tray out and then I can go through in stages, and I know the shower tray and the hole in the floor is all going to line up, because the shower tray is where it wants to be but it's just not fixed and secured. So I'm going to take you off, switch you off now, move all this out of the way, and then I'll continue going through the floor. Okay, if you're wondering what this is the wiring for my toilet, because obviously it's electronic flush and you got to have power going to it. So this will go around to the toilet, and these are heater duct pipes and some various other wires I've got running here, there and everywhere. So I've got the shower tray out now, as you can see. I'm going to continue going through the floor, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Okay, it looks like we're going to clear a pipe, so we're okay. Like I said, I've just got to keep taking sections of this flooring out. So far I've done the plastic of the shower tray, the laminate flooring, and I'm just about to remove the wooden flooring that was the original wooden floor of the van. That's the grey piece. Sorry, I didn't have you in shot then. So that's that one. That's the flooring. That's the shower tray. Right, now I've just got the insulation to go through, so that should buzz through pretty quick. Yeah, we're down to the metal of the van. It's all going well so far. I was a bit nervous I was going to hit a pipe. I probably could have got away with centralising that, but I'm not that anal enough to worry about whether it's centre more than I am worried about hitting a pipe. So I'd rather have it slightly off centre, so if you ever look in my van and say, hey, your plug's off centre, you'll understand why. It was a purposeful thing. On these hole cutters you got four holes on the back, and then you have these pegs that go up there, and the pegs lock in 2 of the 4 holes. Because if you don't have that, what happens is it over tightens and you can't release it, so you have to line the 4 holes up with 2 of the holes up with the pegs, and then when you tighten it up it pushes them pegs into there and locks it in a loose position, so then you wind that down, you can undo it freely. So you're now going to go through the metal skin of the van, the metal floor of the van. That's it. Got a hole in the van. Got a hole in the van. Get a hole. That's the insulation. The metal bits drop through to the bottom, so I'll show you that at another bit. But yeah, we got a hole. So I'll just give that over out, make the metal good, and we'll get putting the shower tray back in. Right guys, so let's just test that that fits through. I'm pretty sure it does. There comes the little helper, look. So that fits through a treat. Just a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to hoover that out, paint the floor, you know, the metal bit of the floor so it don't rust, and then I'll get putting the shower tray in.
Yay!
Okay guys, got the shower tray all bonded in, silicone adhesived in. Got some weight in there with some odds and sods just to keep that tray pushed down into the silicone adhesive. I've put the plug drain waste going through the floor, that's all bolted in and siliconed up and sealed. There's a bit of sealant going under each edge just to protect it, but it will have another corner bead on there, and then the next thing then is to hygiene board clad the back and sides. As for along the back there, I think I mentioned it before, I'm going to use some UPVC trimming just to hide that edge. It will be secured, so it's going to take a bit of weight, not enough to stand on, but you shouldn't be standing on that, but anyway, because it's only pipes underneath it. I've decided to bring the shower out as much as it can. I'm not a small chap, so I wanted to bring the shower to being as big as I possibly could. So I didn't want to go too big that it took up all the van, but at the same note I needed to get it so I could take a shower in there comfortably. So that's going to stay like that for a few days while it all cures off, and then, like I said, next episode then will be the cladding, hygiene board cladding. So that about wraps up that video there for the shower tray install. I'm going to touch base on it again in a few more episodes time, but for now that about wraps that up, and for now we'll catch you on the next one. And if you like what you're seeing, please like, please subscribe, and please share, and if you click that little bell icon, you'll get to see all our future videos. And on that note, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.